Most people are waiting. Waiting for permission, waiting for proof, waiting for someone to finally look at them and say, "You're ready." That moment never comes. Not because you aren't ready, not because you lack talent, drive, or the raw material of greatness, but because the world doesn't hand out permission slips. It never has. The ones who changed history, who built something from nothing, who became undeniable, didn't wait. They decided. Before the results, before the applause, before anyone believed in them, they acted as if. There's a quiet, almost dangerous power in those three words. Act as if. Not pretend, not fake it, not perform confidence like a costume. This is deeper. It lives in the choices you make at 5 in the morning when no one is watching. In the standards you hold when quitting would be easier. In the voice you choose to listen to when fear gets loud. This isn't about arrogance. The best never needed to announce themselves. This is about identity. Every transformation starts quietly. Not at the championship, not at the promotion, not at the viral breakthrough. It starts in a moment no one sees. The moment you decide who you are. Muhammad Ali didn't become the greatest when he beat Sonny Liston. He became it years earlier in gyms that smelled like sweat and leather when the only audience was his reflection. He decided first. The world eventually caught up. Identity is not a reward for achievement. Identity is the engine of achievement. Most people say, "I'll believe in myself when I see results." But results follow belief, not the other way around. If you keep waiting for validation, you will keep waiting. The goalposts never stop moving for someone who hasn't decided who they are. Deciding doesn't look dramatic. It looks like this. Tomorrow, you wake up and you make choices as the best version of yourself would. How you speak, how you carry yourself, what you tolerate, what you refuse to accept. Not someday, tomorrow. Every action you take is a vote for the identity you're building, and no one else gets to cast that vote for you. But here's where it gets hard. The moment you decide to change, something inside you pushes back. Your brain prefers the familiar. It whispers, "Who do you think you are?" It drags up every failure and doubt. That resistance is normal. It's not a sign to stop. It's a sign you're leaving your comfort zone. The internal war isn't dramatic. It looks like scrolling instead of starting, negotiating with yourself 5 minutes after committing, staying quiet when you wanted to speak. Small surrenders that compound into a smaller life. The solution isn't to fight yourself harder. It's to anchor your actions to identity instead of emotion. When behavior becomes who you are, it stops being optional. You don't negotiate with brushing your teeth. You don't negotiate with breathing. Your standards should feel the same. Then comes the real separation point. Standard over mood. Most people operate based on how they feel. They work hard when inspired. They show up when motivated. But motivation is unreliable. Inspiration is inconsistent. The best operate from a standard. A standard is a non-negotiable baseline. The minimum effort, focus, and integrity you bring daily, regardless of mood, regardless of recognition, regardless of yesterday. This shows up in small ways. You produce before you consume. Before you check your phone, you do something that reinforces who you are. It might be 30 minutes of focused work, a workout, reading. The content matters less than the consistency. You are training identity every morning. The best don't complain publicly, not because they don't struggle, but because complaint reinforces victimhood. They've already chosen something else. Then comes the hardest season, silence. There will be a period where you are doing the work and nothing comes back. No recognition, no visible results, just silence. And in that silence, a dangerous question forms. What if I'm wrong about myself? This is where most people retreat, not dramatically, Quietly, they drift back to their old identity. But difficulty is not proof you're wrong. It's proof you're early. Invisible effort is not wasted effort. It is accumulating, like pressure building beneath the surface, like roots growing before the tree breaks ground. You don't need an audience to grow. You need consistency. If no one believes in you yet, your belief has to be enough, not as comfort, as fuel. Then something shifts. It won't feel explosive. It will feel subtle. The compound effect begins to reveal itself. Confidence becomes natural. Discipline becomes default. Standards become filters. You stop convincing yourself to work. Work becomes who you are. People notice. Not because you perform confidence, but because you've earned self-respect. The gap between who you decided to be and who you actually are begins to close. You're no longer becoming the best. You are being it. This isn't a finish line. It's a foundation. The struggle doesn't disappear, but the negotiation does. The heaviness lifts. You stop acting as if. You simply act. Your new identity doesn't make you immune to struggle. It makes you equipped for it. The person you were waited for the storm to pass. The person you are walks through it. So here's the charge. Tomorrow morning, before the world gets loud, make one decision the best version of you would make. Just one. Then repeat it the next day. And the next. That's not motivation. That's a practice. And a practice sustained becomes a life. Act as if, because you already are. Now go prove it. If something shifted in you today, drop a comment below. I am the best. Say it like you mean it. And if you're serious about becoming undeniable, stay committed to this work. The world doesn't hand out permission. You take it. Now go act like it.